Alright, so it's been about a week now since my new song has been released, and I couldn't be more grateful for how many streams and sales the song has gotten. But what I'm really curious about is what you guys think of it, so leave a comment down below. I'll respond to all of you, and in a few days I'll pick a winner for some free merch. How about that?
You like that?
Alright, and on a second note, I have some questions here you guys want answered, so I'm going to do some Q&A stuff. Alright, first question is by Anything Goes with Cats. How did you and Palais Royale meet, and are you all close friends? Well, we met on tour, like most bands do. I think it was with Icy Stars and like Moths to Flames. They were actually opening up on that tour, and like they were just babies. They were just starting out. For one, Sebastian and I are both left-handed guitar players, so instantly we were like that. Also, you asked, can you retell the story of when you tried to be in Escape the Fate? Well, so I knew Ronnie and Max from like local bands and stuff. They'd play in Utah, we played down there, and we kind of just became friends. And one day, I just got this phone call from Ronnie. She'd be like, hey, do you want to play guitar for my band? And I was like, well, I'm already in a band, but I really like your band, so maybe I'll drive down to Vegas and let's see what happens. So I drove down there, stayed there for like 2 weeks, just like writing music, and writing with those guys is just, still to this day, some of my favorite people to write music with. Phenomenal.
Afternoon delight. You guys have it, I think.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened while I was down there though. Ronnie and drugs and just crazy people. And I was a little freaked out because I'm just this innocent Utah boy. But the music was awesome, so like, alright. And then I was out with some other friends one night, and I get this call from Max. He's like, hey, I got some bad news. I'm like, well, what is it? He's like, Ronnie's in jail, and I think he's gonna be in prison for like a really long time. But if you still want to jam with us, we're still gonna continue going. But I'm like, maybe, I don't know. And so I ended up coming back to Utah and just staying with a local band that I was in at the time because they were my bros. And I felt safe, and just there's too much chaos happening with Escape the Fate at the time, so I kind of just stopped pursuing that. But I'm glad I did though, because if I didn't, I wouldn't eventually met the dudes in Get Scared and started that whole thing up. So Get Scared would have never existed if I went with Escape the Fate. Next question. Are you ever planning on getting married? And if so, will you ever have kids? Yes and yes. I do plan on getting married, and I do plan on having a bunch of little mini-me's roaming around. This actually sounds pretty exciting. What inspired you to join/start Get Scared? That's really easy. Well, I met Nick and I met Brad, and I heard the music that they were writing, and they heard the music that I was writing, and we're just like, we have to be in a band together. And so we did. What are your thoughts on Nick? He punishes himself a lot just by making a lot of bad choices, but hope for the best. Personally, what are some of your favorite songs that you have made? Mine is Make Me Sick. Well, thank you very much. That is also one of mine. I really love Know Your Place, just because that chorus when it hits just gives me all those good feelings inside, and that's what I strive for. Eat You Alive, because a lyrical message in that song is very powerful to me. And Burn, because I'm just really impressed with like myself getting out of my comfort zone and trying something new. And I really like the quality of how the recording turned out, because I record and produce and I do everything myself. So I'm really proud of that song. Raven Carter, your picture looks familiar. I think you comment on a lot of my stuff. If this is you, thank you for all the love. How did you choose the name Victims Aren't Real? Was it inspired by The Crow?
Victims, aren't we all?
Yes, partially. That line from that movie has always stuck to me. I kind of spitefully created this name during the time of everything happening with Get Scared turning to shit. But I really like the message and the reminder that when you read it, it makes you question yourself, like, am I playing the victim in this situation, or am I taking control of my life? That's the kind of message I want to have out there. So, who are your favorite artists, and do you get inspired by any of them? I get inspired by all of my artists that I'm a fan of. Well, I mean, KORN is ultimately my favorite band, and I'm highly inspired by them. Pantera, Metallica, Slipknot, I love Slipknot.
Loud noises!
That's the basis of what I really, really love. I like pissed off emotion. I like raw emotion. I like emotion. Do you have a favorite movie or TV show as of now? Stranger Things, Better Call Saul. What's that chess TV show that came out? The Queen's Gambit. Movie's so awesome. What's your biggest accomplishment from this year? I think buying a house is a pretty big accomplishment, and I built a studio, and this has been my dream ever since I was a little kid. I always wanted to be in a band and tour and be able to support myself with music and have my own studio so I can record myself as well as other artists, and I pretty much have gotten everything I've ever wanted, except for like $1 million. What are some of your favorite games? Chess. Nazi zombies. I love Nazi zombies. Any zombie game, really. The Last of Us was awesome. I still am yet to play the second one, but pretty much every zombie game I will definitely try and probably fall in love with. Are you planning on another album in the near future, and if so, are you going to try to collab with other artists? Also, just out of curiosity, aside from Nick, what's your relationship like with the other guys from Get Scared? Really good. Dan and I have gone camping multiple times this summer, and he's come up to my house a few times to party and hang out and reminisce, about the good old days and just life in general. I've been really close with Dan. Adam, I see on occasion. He works a lot and he's going to school, but the last time I saw him was on his birthday party, and it's always just like, it's like I saw you yesterday. Just big hugs and burgers and beers and hanging out and reminiscing, and fucking love him. Brad, I don't really get to see as much, but I talk to him probably the most on the phone. He has a very busy life right now, but he and I have been talking a lot about music and flirting with the idea of like him maybe singing on some Victims Aren't We All songs, or maybe me and him just do like a small EP of Get Scared, like just me and him. Who knows? But yeah, anyways, our relationship's been really good. I miss those guys, as in I used to see them every single day. We used to be on tour and live in very close quarters.
Wait. The money's all over us. I'm done. How did I end this corner? Done.
The love will always be there. What advice would you give young/new singer-songwriters?
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself.
Be extremely persistent. I know in the beginning of anything you usually suck and it's discouraging and you want to quit and you're like, what else could I do because this is not fulfilling me? You have to imagine yourself being good. Like, what would it feel like if I could just belt out some awesome lyrics or some cool notes? Or what would it feel like if I had this awesome song, and you kind of have to visualize what the future would be and feel what that would feel like to excite you and to keep you hungry to get to that level. And you just kind of have to power through all the the shitty notes you're going to hit and all the shitty songs you're going to write, because they are going to happen.
Stop, for the love of God! Sweet Lord, have you people forgotten how to play? That sounded awful.
No way, man!
And I've written a lot of shitty things that you guys will never hear. Practice, and then when you think you're done practicing, practice some more. Like, never give up, be consistent and constant, and just, you can't half-ass it, or else you're gonna have half-assed outcome. But yeah, anyways, I think that's enough questions for today. I will do more of these. If you want me to do more of these, leave a comment below and tell me to do more, because I don't do this that often, but every time I do, I get like a million questions that I can't possibly answer all of them. So if you want more, let me know in the comments. But thanks for watching. I love the hell out of you. Stay safe, stay cool. Peace.